The other thing that I think is a really exciting style choice is now there's the option for gradients. You probably have already seen this. It's been out for a bit, but there's the option for gradients as like a background color. So you can just choose from one that's already there. I'm going to remove this just so we can see the whole thing. So this is really exciting, but it was a little confusing at first because first you like choose one, and this I missed for a long time. So to remove it, you just remove gradient and then it's not there if you don't want one. So just to go back to having gradient, we'll pick like a different one. These dots will allow you to change the colors to whatever you like to make it a little bit, you know, your brand colors. I find making variants quite difficult though, knowing what's going to look good or what is going to be, you know, what colors go together, how to do it. Like, I don't find it that easy, but what I do like to do is I like to use gradient sites that will just give you gradients and tell you what they look like to see what's nice. So let's say like, I like this one, and there's a bunch of them on this website, cssgradient.io. Gradient backgrounds, and it kind of accumulates a bunch of different sites that have gradients. And then here, if you go here, it says copy the CSS. And here's the thing to know that's also helpful, that's not necessarily that obvious when you're looking at this. If you go up here and you click this and you say CSS, now it's going to show you the CSS for this gradient. But if you just delete it and paste what I just copied from that other site, now this is going to give an error because of this last thing. Also, you just want to start at where it says linear gradient. You don't need the other stuff. So you can use gradients from these sites, which is probably easier than making your own, at least for me. And all of them will have sort of like different styles. So this one's like a bit softer. This one's nice. So if you click on it, okay, copied. So this semicolon at the end is a problem. And then also this, you probably always want it to start with linear or radial gradient. And so now see, we have like this fun gradient. And then you can you can also go back and edit it to make it exactly yours, or like if you want to change the opacity in any way. But yeah, this is really fun. Another good thing to know though, is that if you just want to make something just a color, you can also just write the CSS in there, and then you don't have to deal with the gradient thing. And that is also good to know because sometimes, at first I found this sort of like when I was learning this, it was like a little bit overwhelming. I was like, what's happening? What if I just want a color? And now you can see that this is now grayed out. In order to get the ability to add a gradient back, you just have to delete this, and then you can go back to a gradient. So yeah, this gradient picker is really helpful and really fun, but it was like a little bit of a learning curve, I think.